It's time for Recipe of the Day. Today, I just have a quick little side dish for you. It is air fryer green beans, and it's just the basics. So you know some tips about how to do it and can just put together this really nice little tasty side dish really easily. So you're starting with 12 ounces of green beans, and the recipe says that they should be trimmed. I will tell you that I prefer to buy my green beans not trimmed. I find that those trimmed edges in the bags end up kind of brown very quickly. They're not bad. I don't think they're just like oxidized, and I just don't like how those look. And so I would rather trim them myself. I have gone through phases where I've just not bothered trimming them at all. And I just tell my family the green beans haven't been trimmed, so cut off the stems as you're eating. And they don't love that for some reason, but they do it. So I would say buy them untrimmed, and then if you have time, trim off both little ends, and if you don't have time, leave them on. While you are trimming them, you can have the air fryer preheating to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. It doesn't really matter if it's preheating or not. I just find with the green beans that what I'm trying to achieve is a bit of caramelization on the outside without drying them out too much. So if we can do anything to kind of just extra brown them a little bit, that is going to help. To that point, if you're going to trim them and then wash them, pat them dry before you add oil. That will also help with that caramelization. So that's what we're going to do next. You're going to put them into a medium-sized bowl with 1 to 2 teaspoons of cooking oil. That can be olive oil or whatever you like to cook with. I'm just going to say the 1 teaspoon is all you really need, but they're not going to brown as much. If you want more of that browning, you need to do the 2 teaspoons. Then the recipe I have for you just says 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper. So these are just lightly seasoned basic green beans, but you can go in with whatever you want. It's going to be about 1/2 to 3/4 of a teaspoon of seasoning, depending on how salty it is. Like if I do a lemon pepper, I'll do like 1/2 a teaspoon because I find it quite salty, and then that's going to be enough. And people can always add more salt and pepper at the table if they want to. Okay, you're going to give those a toss and then transfer them to the basket of the air fryer. I'm just going to say that of course you could have added the seasonings and the oil while they're already in the air fryer, and that would save you dirtying a bowl. But if you have the basket style air fryer like I do, I find that the oil and seasonings drip down under the basket into that under part and aren't on the green beans. So that's why I prefer to do this in a separate bowl. Now, before you put those into the air fryer, just try to get them into as much of a single layer as possible. They will probably be overlapping here and there, but you want them as spread out as they can be. And then they are going into the air fryer at that 400 degree Fahrenheit temperature for 5 minutes. Now, at that point, they are probably tender, and actually 2 members of my household like their green beans a little bit more al dente than I like them. These would possibly even be too done for them, but that's where I take them out 5 minutes. But if you want them a little bit browner, then you're going to put them in for another 2 to 4 minutes. Just being careful that they're not starting to dry out. I just don't like when green beans have a sort of like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just dry, a dry texture to them. So for me, 5 minutes, maybe an extra 2, but that's pretty much it. And then you're taking them out and you're transferring them out of the basket onto your dinner plates and digging in. I will put the link to this recipe in the show notes for this podcast episode, or you can head to cookthestory.com/ROTD and get it there. Everything there is arranged by date, so it's helpful to know that today is August 28th of 2025. I'm Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, the all-new chicken cookbook, and from this podcast, Recipe of the Day. I hope you have a great day. Let's get cooking.